Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hop Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of football inside the NFL world. In today's bonus segment, it's going to hurt because it's about the news of Micah Parsons being traded from the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I know a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans out there watching and listening, or that are fans around the world, are very affected by the news that happened today with Micah Parsons being traded from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers. And I cannot believe that Micah Parsons is no longer a part of the Dallas Cowboys. And in exchange, the Green Bay Packers traded 2 future first-round picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark that will be a part of our football team. So I'll be sharing my thoughts on this unfortunate trade. It is sad to see 11 from heaven, Micah Parsons, no longer a part of the Dallas Cowboys. He was my favorite player and obviously was our best player, a part of this Dallas Cowboys team. His contributions and everything that he's done, I'll never forget what he did for the Dallas Cowboys. But it's just so unfortunate that Jerry Jones couldn't put his pride to the side, work out a long-term deal with a top 5 pass rusher, 3-time All-Pro, a player that's only played 4 NFL seasons that has over 50 career sacks. And his production speaks volumes. He was a true difference maker, a part of this Dallas Cowboys defense. Remember, we were historically one of the worst defenses in NFL history in 2020, and Micah Parsons came in and changed the trajectory of how our defense was going to be from here on out. Now, you fast forward, when it's time to give him a big deal, Jerry Jones basically shuns him to the side, trades him, and gives up 2 first-round picks for him. Or we get 2 first-round picks for him, and gets Kenny Clark, a defensive tackle that is 30 years of age, coming off his worst year in his NFL career, respectfully. But you expect Cowboys fans to believe this move is going to help you stop the run. You try to make us believe that this team is going to make you better in the long run. I don't really believe that, because you can't let a player like this in the prime of his career slide away from you. This is a player that you build the team around. This is the player that you want to attract free agents to come play for you. Players that will be happy to be drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. You could play with a player like Micah Parsons. And I felt like Micah built the foundation well for the Dallas Cowboys over the last few years. I mean, ever since he's been a part of the team, I know there's been several contributions and several reasons why the Dallas Cowboys went 12-5 over the years, 3 straight years in a row. Half of it is due to the credit of Micah Parsons and what he did and how he contributed to this team. He was the best overall player on this team. And now you watch him go to a team like the Green Bay Packers. And this is why I feel like Jerry Jones needs to respectfully step down as the owner and the general manager of the Dallas Cowboys. You just don't do a trade like this. You just don't let your star player go like this. You come back to the negotiation table with Micah and do everything you can to make this work, because caliber pass rushers like Micah Parsons don't fall off a tree. A Myles Garrett, a TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, Nick Bosa. These players don't just fall off a tree. It's hard to get these players, and Micah Parsons was the best pass rusher that we had since DeMarcus Ware was a part of the team years ago. Now you watch him go to a team that mentally broke you in the Green Bay Packers, and the Cowboys have not been right ever since that wild card loss a few years ago to the Green Bay Packers, when we were the 2nd seed and they were the 7th seed. They just came in and steamrolled us in the wild card. We have not been the same, and you let him go to a team like the Green Bay Packers. And this is why I'm telling you guys, this trade doesn't make sense, because you just gave up you got 2 first-round picks. But the Green Bay Packers are a good football team. So these 2 first-round picks that you got from them are going to end up being late first-round picks, because I do believe that the Green Bay Packers are going to be a competitive football team for the next few years, and they'll probably make some playoff runs. So, yeah, the draft picks are nice and all, but we're talking about Jerry Jones that doesn't know what to do, respectfully. I would say financially at this point, too. He doesn't know what to do financially. He's not responsible with the money in Dallas. We're going to have a lot of cap room now, the fact that we didn't re-sign Micah, probably around $40 million or more. But what are you going to do with that money? That's just going to players that you already had to re-sign anyway. To a Deron Bland when his contract's up, one of our best corners. George Pickens, who looked like could be a 1-year rental, but now you're going to look to re-sign him long-term. Like, things like this, I would rather just re-sign Micah Parsons and just deal with the rest of the stuff later. You don't let a generational talent walk away from Dallas like this. And the city of Dallas, I don't live in Dallas, but I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. But I know people that live in the city of Dallas have suffered so much in 2025. You watch Luka Doncic, star player in the Dallas Mavericks, supposed to be the franchise player for the next 5 to 10 years, get traded in the prime of his career or before he cracked the surface of being in his prime to the Los Angeles Lakers. Then, if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, same thing for Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, 25, 26 years of age. He's about to crack the ceiling for his prime years. And he just got traded away to a team that had no business having him. The Green Bay Packers are in heaven right now. I mean, the fact that they only had to give up 2 first-round picks, I would have made a team give me three first-round picks, a mid-round pick, and a defensive player that really would have benefited you, rather than 2 first-round picks that's going to come in 2026 and 2027. Again, mind you, if the Packers are a really good team for the next 2 years, these end up being late first-round picks. And obviously the Cowboys are going to have their own first-round picks, but how are we going to really utilize these 2 first-round picks back-to-back years? Because all we've been doing is drafting in the trenches. If you remember, Mozzie Smith, defensive tackle from Michigan a few years ago. How has he played out in the NFL? We wasted a first-round pick on him. So that's just an example. The fact that Jerry Jones is just living in the past and content with being where he is. You haven't been to an NFC championship in nearly 30 years. We're the last team to do that in the NFC. We watched the Commanders go. We watched the Lions go. We watched every team that failed to have success for years and decades get back to the NFC championship before us. But moves like this show me you're not hungry for success. Moves like this shows me you're just in love with making headlines and making big-time splashes in the media. Not big-time moments on the football field anymore for your team as an owner, as a general manager. You're just content with being a wild card exit. You're just content with being a divisional round exit year in and year out. You're just used to the fact that the Cowboys will not exceed our own expectations. For someone that has not lived during those Super Bowl runs, I'm hungry to see my team have some type of success. But after today, I've lost full belief that this team will ever do it while Jerry Jones is still alive. I really mean those words. I just don't believe in the process anymore. I've been saying it all along for the last few years. Jerry Jones is just in love with making headlines. He's in love with Forbes ranking the Dallas Cowboys as the most valuable franchise for 18, 19 straight years in a row. He's in love with the fact that all eyeballs are on the Dallas Cowboys. They can sell out in AT&T Stadium. They can have the most eyes and lined up to have one of the most primetime games in football year in and year out. That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about us fans. He doesn't care about the players that play for him, a part of the franchise, because otherwise you wouldn't let a player like Micah Parsons, a true locker room leader, go like this with a heads up. And I know that he requested a trade. The trade was a negotiating leverage, a way to gain leverage for Micah Parsons. It wasn't intentional. Everybody knew he wanted to be in Dallas, but Jerry Jones just stuck it to him and traded him. I cannot believe that Micah Parsons is no longer a Dallas Cowboy. But the Green Bay Packers, on the other hand, they're going to love the fact that Micah Parsons is there in Green Bay. I mean, this is the best pass rusher that they've had since Reggie White. That's the best pass rusher that they've had since Reggie White, Micah Parsons. About to hit the prime years of his NFL career. He just got the bag. I don't have the stats in front of me. I'm spitballing for you guys today. I believe his contract was nearly $200 million, but he'll have $140 million guaranteed. And he will be, actually, he is the highest paid non-quarterback player in NFL history now, based off of this deal. And the Green Bay Packers are going to find a way to make this deal work. I mean, yeah, you got to give him over $140 million guaranteed, but they're going to make that money stretch, and they're going to do something that's going to benefit them. They're going to restructure the deal as the years go on in Green Bay. So they're set up for success, and that even makes them probably it might make them the favorites to win the NFC North. A difference maker like Micah Parsons on the defensive side of the ball. That was the only question mark for the Green Bay Packers this upcoming NFL season. The defensive side of the ball. It's not a perfect defense. It's solid at best, but a game changer like Micah Parsons playing at Lambeau Field. What is there not to like about that if you're a Green Bay Packers fan? And I know Jordan Love is definitely ecstatic about the news of Micah Parsons playing alongside him in Green Bay. If you guys follow Micah Parsons' podcast over the last few years, him and Jordan Love had a good football connection. And they've actually teased the fact of them teaming up one day in the NFL, whether it was going to be on the Cowboys, the Packers, or elsewhere around the National Football League. So it's tough times for Cowboys fans. Honestly, week 4 might be a cinema. It honestly might be a cinema. Can you guys imagine that Sunday night game in primetime football, week 4, the Dallas Cowboys at home, and on the other side, playing for the away team, number 11, Micah Parsons, coming back to town basically a month from when he was traded, because when we get to week 4, it's going to be September 27th, 28th. Micah Parsons is going to be right there 30 days later after being traded away from Dallas. And I honestly am scared if who is going to get the responsibility to guard Micah Parsons that Sunday night game. You better be on your A game, because he's coming to have the best game of his NFL career, trying to sack and take down Dak Prescott in primetime football to send a statement to Jerry Jones. But at the end of the day, I just think Jerry Jones is very irresponsible as an owner. I think Jerry Jones is really irresponsible as a general manager at this point. I think Jerry Jones has lost all control of this team, and he's just doing what he believes is best for the team. He's not thinking about his players. He's not thinking about his new head coach and Brian Schottenheimer that just got the job. And imagine you in your first year getting the job, you watch Micah Parsons request a trade, you watch Micah Parsons get traded a few weeks later. What a great start to your first run with the Dallas Cowboys as being a head coach if you're Brian Schottenheimer. But overall, I'm just heartbroken by this news. This is something that should not have happened, and I really wish that Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones could have just came together to work out a new deal to make him a Dallas Cowboy for the next 4 to 5 years. But maybe a different universe. But those are my thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys trading away Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.